Hi guys, this is your girl Wakeji Kamore and welcome to Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on the time that you get to listen to this. Thank you so much for being part of this journey. I truly do appreciate you, that I'm not just here yapping by myself, that there's someone out there listening. I really do hope that this Bible summary has meant something for you, that it has been worthwhile, that you've learned something from this journey. Today we are going to be looking at Psalms chapter 147. We only have 3 more chapters to finish the book of Psalms, and honestly I cannot wait to finish this book. It has taken me a long time. Life has lifed in the middle, yani. The Lord. I am so glad. I'm so glad that we started this in January and we are about to finish. I am happy that we are about to finish the book of Psalms. There is nothing that has happened in this year that I could have anticipated at the beginning of the year, but I thank God that I'm still here, that I'm still alive, and the fact that I'm still alive means that God has a chance, still has a chance to turn my life around, and I still have a chance to do the things that God has created me for. So I'm not going to be able to read this chapter word for word, but I'm going to give you a summary of it, and I'm going to give you the lessons that I have picked up from it. So Psalms 147 is a psalm of worship. Like I mentioned, like the last about like maybe 6-7 psalms in the book of Psalms are mostly like just psalms of praise and psalms of worship. So this is not different. The author gives a list of reasons why God is worthy of praise. Some of these reasons apply specifically to the nation of Israel, while others are more general. There's God's power over nature, and one of the highlights, God's power over nature is one of the highlights of this chapter. So for me, the main focus is the psalmist wrote that God delights in those who worship him, those who put their hope in his steadfast love. That's for me like my main verse and main focus. But the psalmist summarized a list of reasons why he praised the Lord. He praised God because God was to be praised, because he built the city of Jerusalem and gathered the outcasts of Israel. He praised God because he strengthened the city of Israel and blessed the people within the city wall. He healed the brokenhearted. He created the stars and gave them all their names. He elevated the humble and diminished the wicked. He managed the clouds and the rainfall, which give life to the earth. He covers the earth with snow, with ice crystals and cold weather. He feeds the animals that he created. He feeds all the animals that he created. You can imagine the animals that you don't even know of, yet God knows them and he feeds them. That always baffles me, that there are so many animals. As a matter of fact, probably the animals that I know are less compared to the animals that exist. As a matter of fact, maybe I know like 5% of all the animals, maybe even less, of all the animals that exist. And God knows them and he feeds them. And then he makes his wind blow and the water flow. So for me, I see the psalmist giving us a list of reasons to worship God. His reasons are very general and apply almost universally. So what we're going to do is that we're going to take a few minutes, take about 5 minutes today to make yourself a list that is more specific to you, that is not a general list. Yes, God is still doing all those general things, but there are things that he's doing specifically for you. There are things that you can praise God for that are tailored for you, just like this one. I'm praising God because God did this and this and this for me. So what reasons do you personally have to worship God? When I did this, honestly, because I've done this several times, like the writing down the praise, the reasons I have to praise God, I ended up with honestly more than 40 reasons to give thanks and to give praise. Some of them, yes, are general, like God has given me life, but imagine I don't even take it for granted. Having life is not something I take for granted at all. So looking at the list that I did, I was reminded that God has been very good to me. It's also a reminder that complaining about little inconveniences is foolish, because God has blessed me with a lot in the larger and more significant areas of my life. There's some small things that can happen that you can complain about traffic. You can be complaining about, there's usually no parking in town. You can complain, enough happen. You can be complaining, it's too dusty in Syokimau. You can be complaining, it's too hot. It's what? those are just small little inconveniences, and complaining about those, like for me, what I've seen, like just from looking at my list of the things that God has done for me, that complaining about those small little inconveniences is actually foolish, because God has really blessed me in the larger and more significant areas of my life. I do hope that you're able to do this. Take some time, write down the things that you are praising God for. Come up with your own list of why you're praising God and why you're worshiping God. Then look at those things and see what God has done in your life and how great God has been in your life. Thank you so much for listening, and see you tomorrow.